And welcome back to the Buckle Up Podcast universe with Brandon Rush and Mama Rush. We're here again today. We're going to have Alysha on here in just a second. But I just want to give you guys some updates. We have 10.4 million viewers and listeners in 24 countries and 220 cities around the world. And we have well over 1,000 downloads. I believe we're at 1,032 downloads, but that's that number for you one more time. I'm pretty excited about that. That's just me working on Blue Bloods in New York City. And Criminal Minds in Los Angeles. But yeah, 10.4 million. We're excited that our stories have been touching so many people's lives. We're so grateful for the guests that we have had on the show so far. Everyone continues to just show up and show out and be able to tell their story to more people than not just their own family members, but into the world. And I said one of the things that we strive to do here is to send the elevator back down or help the next generation. As I said, like it's important to give back hopefully with some of the guests that have been on here, then they've been sharing their own personal journeys of how they became who they are today, which is so important with kids that are thinking about either going into college, thinking about going into the military, or thinking about going into the workforce. We have people from guests all around, guests from the movie business that I'm in, where I've done 77 TV shows and movies, Power, Criminal Minds, Blue Bloods, FBI, Ozark, Sons of Anarchy, Scandal, Top Gun Maverick. We've been in a bunch, but I have people from my movie business, and I have people from the real world as well who have worked all different kinds of jobs. We have a lot of nurses on here. We've had doctors on here. I have a big love for nurses because when my dad had pancreatic cancer, it was the nurses that cared for him the most and took care of him, a nurse practitioner. So I have an open space for them on here to tell their stories because that's what got us through that difficult time when my dad was fighting hard. It was stage 4 pancreatic cancer for 18 months. It was those nurses that were cared for him and really showed my dad that love. So this is a big platform for them as well. And then also I have people from all throughout my movie business that I've worked with in those 77 TV shows and movies that are coming, that have been on already and that will be coming on. The show's with us forever. It goes wherever my career goes. So very excited about that. I believe Alysha, who is on here today, she works in trading. I also believe that she has a social media company of some kind. I believe I'm going to have her tell it just to be on the safe side because I didn't want to butcher anything that she might have done that I wasn't aware of. So she's going to come in here, and I'm excited to have her on. I appreciate her because the minute I wrote her, she wrote me back and said I'd love to come on and tell her story, and she had a lot of story to tell. So we're excited to have her on here in the next few minutes. Pause for right now. All righty. What drew you to the world of stocks, trades, and stocks? All right. Okay. So it's recording. She should be showing up here in just a second.
Okie doke.
Hello. Hi.
Hey, Alysha, how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you, Brandon?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for coming on here today with me with the Buckle Up Podcast universe with Brandon Rush. And my mom is on here. She's using her headshot pretty much today.
Love it. Mama Rush, how are you?
Yeah, fine. How are you today?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you.
Great. We are so excited to see you and hear from you today. And you look beautiful, by the way.
Oh,
Yes,
thank you so much. I love your headshot, by the way. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes.
Alysha, one thing in the future, we do a furry family member segment. So your cat that was just walking in the background, we're totally gonna have you back sometime to come on and speak about your lovely cat.
Oh my gosh, I would love to.
Okay, perfect. We have a segment on it.
Oh, you do? Okay, yeah. Absolutely.
Yes, I'm gonna hold you to that. Well, Alysha, thank you so much for coming on. It is Alysha, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't know what you went for as your last name. I was confused by your screen name or whatever one you choose.
I go by Alysha Lee. That's my middle name.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, Alysha Lee. I like it. It sounds good.
I had a screen name at some point. I moved to LA and I was like, let me change my last name to some screen name. And then I just kind of for a while.
Oh man. Are you still in LA? Or are you out of LA now?
I'm in Arizona right now.
Oh, even better. I love Arizona. I go to Scottsdale like once a month.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. My 3 of my best friends live there. So I'm in Scottsdale all the time.
Oh, so fun. Well, next time you're here, you gotta let me know.
I absolutely will. I think I'll be there next month. So I definitely will.
Well, we'll have to connect there. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Alysha, it's all about you today. Like it's literally a spotlight on you, your whole entire story. We're going to love to hear it. One of the things we do here at Buckle Up Podcast Universe is we try to like kind of help out the next generation of people as well. where
Mhm.
kids are either 18, thinking about going to college, thinking about going into the military, or thinking about going into the workforce. And so I think part through, as you tell us your story, I think we'll get some of those points in there as well. But from what I know, you work in like stocks and trades, kind of. Is that right? Am I wrong?
Yeah. Yeah. I day trade for myself. Yes. I've been doing
Holy
it for
smokes.
5.5 years. Yeah.
5.5 years. What drew you to the world of stocks and trades, I guess?
Yeah, so I was right out of college and I was like as a student athlete at Arizona State. And
Really?
after, yeah, I was a swimmer.
Okay.
And I feel like I've always had kind of the more so think outside of the box mentality of I saw my parents work for like 40 years at the same company. And
Yeah.
every job I've ever worked, I'm like, I could never be happy.
Yeah.
Like I just couldn't see myself living a happy life, like working and doing the same thing every
Yeah.
day, say a company or just, whatever. I didn't have aspirations to be like a doctor or like, something like that. So our physical therapist. So I was like, you know what, how am I just gonna like make money and live
Yeah.
and be myself? And actually met a few people in Arizona that were
Okay.
I worked at a restaurant out of college and I met some guys that were like looking at charts on their phone while I was at
Yeah.
the I was like, what is that? And they're like, oh, we trade foreign exchange
Okay.
stuff. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I went home and I started doing my own research and I started learning from different mentors. And that was,
Really?
yeah, about five. Well, that was, yeah, my first introduction. I started taking it seriously about 5 years ago. So that's how I was like introduced to it. Yeah.
Okay.
They're
Well,
making a
holy smokes.
lot of money. Like they were like living in penthouses. And I was like, is this real? Like, what is this? But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Well, congratulations for you getting that, like having that. Well, one from you being like a swimmer. By the way, what was your stroke, real quick, in swimming? I know a
Yeah,
lot. What was your
freestyle,
stroke?
like sprint.
Freestyle. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
1,500.
Okay. Well, badass. Do you
Yeah.
think that swimmer mentality, as you were switching over into your trading, is that something that, like, with you deciding, hey, I don't. Congratulations to your parents. I know they worked hard to provide for you and to get you to
Yeah.
where you are. That's an important part.
Mhm.
With you deciding to go after this, I'm assuming that you went into it as if you would as an athlete as well. Like, hey, I'm going full in. I'm going to make this work one way or another.
Yeah, I did. I think I've changed a lot over the years, the journey,
Yeah.
because at first, I used to be like, sports takes a lot of like, no matter what you feel, the pain, like stay committed. I
Yeah.
think the most important thing I got from being an athlete was just like not giving up when it gets hard.
Yeah.
Because just like trade, like with swimming and trading, it's like there's going to be a lot of bad days. And there's going
Yeah.
to be times where you're like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it, but as long
Yeah.
as you like have that commitment to like never giving up, that's
Yeah.
all. Just gotta hold on to the ledge.
Yeah. No, you're
Like, no,
I
one
like your
day
cat.
I'll just keep
Yeah.
holding on. You know what I mean?
No, I
That's
love that.
what it comes down to. Mhm.
And sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You're absolutely right. It's that you can't give up and you have to go after it. But like you're doing, you've had, as you said, I guess you've had good days and you've had bad days of what does a bad day look like for you if that's the case?
I've lost like 10,000 in a day.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've lost 10,000 in a day. I actually had someone trade my money like when I first learned about it and I
Yeah.
scammed me out of like 40,000 and that's what kind of catapulted me into like I'm going to learn this on my own and not have some guru trade for me. So like I got burned a lot. I was also very young and naive. And
Yeah.
yeah, I lost 10,000 in a day on my own. It was my first year. Yeah.
I mean, oh my God. I'm like, you hit me with two whammies there that I wasn't expecting that. But well, so what was it for you that I guess caused you to bounce back? I mean, that is a substantial amount of money to lose, but it's money you can gain back as well. I
Yeah.
mean, that's obviously a devastating day.
Yeah.
And then what got what got you to say, hey, you know what, I'm not going to throw in the towel? And as you said, maybe it was the fact that you are an athlete before, and like we do have that thing where we don't give up. That's what they teach us in sports, not to give up.
Yep.
And a lot of people don't have that though. You got to have that within you. Like a lot of people that aren't, I've seen a lot of people that have give up easily, maybe because they weren't athletes or maybe they just don't have that drive. But I've seen that a lot. But for you to push back from that is a testament to your character.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you're right. I think it's setting the proper expectations for yourself. in
Yeah.
the beginning, because I think when people see things, they're very outcome oriented and not
Yeah.
process oriented. So I was just like reading this book last night. It's a little trading book, and it was talking about like resulting. A lot of people do like the boom and bust trading, like they'll make a ton of money and then they'll lose it
Mhm.
all because they're really focused on the outcome and not the process. They're
Yeah.
not
Ooh.
they're focused on the making the money and not the how good was my decision making
Yeah.
in that process. So I think like obsessing over the process and understanding like you're committing to this long-term process. Like everyone who wants to like start learning how to trade, I tell them like, hey, it's gonna be like 3 to 5 years minimum for you. It's
Yeah.
gotta like sign up for
Mm.
that. And as long as you're cool with that and understanding like it's not about the results, you can't even think
Yeah.
of money. It's like literally you focusing on the skill of trading and making it kind of gamifying it. I think that's the biggest thing. Because if you have the wrong expectations in the beginning, you're just setting
Yeah.
yourself up for failure.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. I think that's great. First, several things you said there. One, I love the fact that I look at your page and I love the fact that how you're always putting inspirational stuff out there and kind of telling people. And the reason you're putting it out there is because one, you've experienced it yourself, but two, you're showing people that hey, it is possible. Like you're
Yeah.
walking the walk of what you preach.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And then even with you saying like, hey, it takes 3 to 5 years, that's such a smart mentality because it was Martin Luther King that said, I believe, and I don't want to call him wrong, is that you don't have to see the whole staircase. You just have to take the first step.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so that's what you're saying. Like, yeah, hey, you're not going to see it. It's going to take 3 to 5 years. Even when I went into acting, I knew it was going to take 10 years from the get go because I had a mentor actor that told me it's going to take you 10 years. And I knew from then, I'm like, hey, in 10 years and you're in it for life.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I made that decision from the jump. Yeah.
Because at that point, you have so much skin in the game. And you're
Yeah,
like, literally, why would I ever give up? I have 10 years of my life in this. Like,
exactly.
and at this point, you've learned to love it and you've learned to
Yeah.
love failure in the process. So it's like, cool.
Yeah. So when you read this book that would take 3 to 5 years, is you set your expectation. I'm sure you have goals within that. Hey, I'm trying to, if I hit here, that'd take me to the next step. So when you're
Yes.
planning your 5 year plan, I guess probably say 5 year plan, you know that hey, if as long as I'm hitting these kind of marks, that it's going to go, it's going to come, but I'm heading in the right steps, I guess.
Yeah, it is. It is different for everyone.
Yeah.
So, like trading, just what I like about it, it's such a personal development tool. Like you have to like solve within yourself like childhood trauma, like the feeling of not being good enough, the feeling of
Yeah.
missing out, the greed, like innate human things that we feel. We have to like overcome that in order to become a masterful trader. So it's like everyone's journey is different. I've seen people that didn't have success and it just kept losing, and then like kind of one day it clicked for them after 3 years.
Yeah.
And there's some people who have like that incremental adjustment period and they kind of just like grow that way. But
Uh-huh.
everyone is so different. For me, it's been incremental. It's been
Okay.
that new level, and I'm like, okay, so I solved my need to like fear of missing out, so it's
Hmm. Yeah.
that was like, okay, cool, I've let that go. If I lose a trade or if I see a trade go and I was like, dang, I should have got in, I don't feel
Yeah.
it anymore. So I like feel like I'm shedding layers of myself every time that I
Yeah.
elevate. Like that's kind of where I'm at the very now I feel like I'm at the core of the onion.
Okay.
Shed so many layers and like just a little core of an onion. I'm ready to like, be planted
Well,
into the ground fully.
yeah. No, you got this. You have your head
Yeah.
on straight. You definitely got this. Um, what?
Can I?
You go ahead, Mom. Yes, ma'am. You're up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, I tell you, what you do is so fascinating. And
Mhm.
I want to ask a few questions. I'll just ask them as we go along. But what common mistakes do beginner traders you think make? Beginner traders
Mm.
make? Do you see any mistakes that they make when they first start out in this business
Oh,
of
yeah.
trading?
That's a great question. There's a lot. Let's see. I think one common mistake is like getting that first win and assuming that you know what you're doing and riding that confidence wave and just being like, yeah, I was right, and letting your ego get in to where it's like, I know
Mhm,
what's going to happen. I just have a sense for the market. And it's
mhm.
like,
Yeah.
you don't have to do. Like everything you won, you're gonna lose. And like
Yeah.
as a seasoned trader, you just kind of just step back and like tell them, but then they're gonna have to experience it themselves because
Oh,
that's just
wow.
how it works. But
Yeah.
for the
Well,
biggest.
Yeah, well, let me ask you a question. When you first started, how much did you put out there, and did you have to have a license to do this? And so
Mhm.
tell me about that process.
Yeah. So you don't have to have a license. You can trade with like there's unregulated brokers in the US, but there's regulated brokers overseas. You don't have to have a license. I don't have a license. You
Mm-hmm.
have to have a license if you're trading for a bank or if you're trading for like a company, but if you're trading for
Uh-huh.
yourself, you don't. Um,
Okay.
so and you can put in as little as like $50.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And build it. So like I've built accounts from $50 to like 5,000. It's like you can
Wow.
slowly build it. You're not gonna flip your account fast, right? If you start with 50, you
Mm-hmm.
might make like $5 and then 10 and then compound it to 200 and then compound that to 500. So, but yeah, you can start with as little as 50 as long as you're working on the skill itself, like you'll get there eventually.
Okay.
Wow, that's interesting. How do
Very.
you decide on your stocks? Which ones you will
Ooh.
buy?
Oh yeah. So I don't actually trade stocks. I trade gold in the Forex market. So I've like narrowed
Oh,
down mine, yeah, to gold, where I know a lot of people trade currencies. So they trade like the US dollar versus the Japanese yen and stuff like that. And I
uh-huh.
have tried a lot of currency pairs, but I came across one mentor who was like really resonates with the way I think, and his strategy is so clean and simple. And I started learning how to trade gold because he only trades gold. So that's how I kind of like narrowed it
Oh,
down. Hmm.
Wow.
wow.
Uh, how did
Mhm.
you, Alicia, how did you stumble upon, not stumble upon, but like finding that right mentor? For instance, this man who told you about getting gold over you said Chinese yen. You just threw so much yin
Oh
yang at me that I was
yeah.
like, but I appreciate you doing it. So, if you're dumbing it down for me, how did you go about finding like this mentor? Like, what as you're setting on your plan? Because it's always good to find a mentor if it's a person. Like, you're probably a great mentor to people because of your experiences.
Yeah.
How did you go about finding? I guess this guy one of the guys that learned to about gold. Let's say, for instance. Sorry.
Yeah, I actually learned through like a friend. So he's
Okay.
like this guy, he wasn't big on Instagram or anything like that. He wasn't selling courses at the time or anything.
Yeah.
He was doing like one-on-one mentorship. He was offering that, and one of my friends had learned from him. And so I
Okay.
was like,
Hmm.
okay, so it was just kind of like a word of mouth. And I feel like
Yeah.
the right mentor will find you when you're ready. Like that's such
Facts.
a gem that I
Hmm.
heard a long time ago. Like you're ready, the mentor will find you. So it's kind of like, okay, cool. I think that I was the right place, right time, and I was ready for him.
The
It
knowledge. Yeah. Absolutely. And this is when you came fresh out of college. Is that correct? Or like a little bit out of college?
was out of college. So I actually like was in a pretty intense like sales career and marketing
Okay.
career, like right out of college. I heard about Forex, but I
Yeah.
didn't really take it seriously. I just was kind of like knew about it for 4 years. And then
Okay.
after I quit my sales career and kind of went through like a depression for a few years, the only thing I could get myself to do was learn how to trade. Like
Really? Okay.
Hmm.
yeah, it was like 3 years of like I was really depressed and I was just like, but the one thing I can do is like wake up every morning and like look at the charts and like
Yeah.
trade. So that's kind
Yeah.
of what happened with me. It's like that's when I took it seriously was about
Yeah.
years ago. Mhm.
Alicia, a question for you too. I guess what did you study in college? And then it's going to lead me to the second question, which is going to, what did you study in college?
I was actually a communications major.
Oh, me too.
You were? Okay, well,
Yeah. Broadcast journalism.
yeah,
Yeah.
like I just didn't know what to do. Honestly, I was an athlete and I was like, I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Communication skills, I'm good at talking to people, good with people, love communicating, obviously. And
Yeah.
as you, and you're so good at it. So it's like,
Well, thank you so much. I had a question. I was going to relate that to something. So oh my gosh, I lost it, and I'm so sorry. I don't usually lose things. It was about you going into. Oh, here it is. What made you? You're at work. I've always been a person, just like you are too. Obviously, well, I think you kind of are. Where you're sitting there, you know that you were meant for something more. Let's just put
yeah.
it that way. And you're at your day-to-day job, working at 9 to 5. I commend everybody for working 9 to 5. I appreciate my mom, how hard she worked. She
Yeah.
literally would be up at 11 o'clock at nighttime before I leave for football. She'd study all night. Excuse me. She'd be up all night studying. And when I was going to school the next morning, she still would be studying for pharmaceuticals when she was in the pharmaceutical world. Yeah, she
Gosh,
hustled and worked two
good.
jobs at some time. Yeah,
That's amazing.
she's but my question with that being is, Alicia, when you made the decision to, hey, you know what, I'm at this 9 to 5 job, I'm not pursuing exactly what I want to pursue. What made you make that jump?
Mm. I think it was an internal force. It was
Okay.
kind of listening to that voice inside of myself. And observing the people around me. I just feel that one of my biggest fears has always been like not living up to my full potential, or like what
Yeah.
God intended for me specifically to do.
Amen.
Obviously, times have changed. You know, it's like our parents didn't have AI, they didn't have computers, they
Yeah.
didn't couldn't actually back then you couldn't even trade how I'm trading. Like you had to have paper trading back then.
Yeah.
Even possible. So it's like, okay, so now like in this time and space and what there's available to me, how can I just kind of break out of the matrix and start being concerned about like relationships and like things that actually matter in life rather than like hustling for money. Like how can we make
Yeah.
it easier? How can we make it more abundant? So for me, it was just like just reflection. It was an inner feeling of like, you're meant for more, right? You're meant for
Yeah.
more than whatever job you're working at the time, you specifically.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So listening
Well,
to your
I appreciate you saying that because I was always curious. I have like so many friends. I have friends that do really well for themselves, and they'll talk to me sometimes like, Brandon, I'm not happy doing this. Like I'm making all this money, but I'm not happy. And then they want to be doing what I'm doing of like, hey, Brandon, you're going after your dreams. You might not have the money now, but it's going to come. And so it's like, I'm happy, even though like it's paycheck to paycheck or gig to gig, I'm happy. But my friends, I was saying, because some of them have been, and I've worked a 9 to 5 and I was dying slowly inside. But I have friends that like, I don't want to call him out specifically, but he is amazing. One of my best friends in the world. He is not happy where he's at. And he just is afraid to take that leap. I'm like, dude, you can do it. Like now's the time to do it while you're still young. You're still going to retire in 10 years regardless. But like, why not go after what you're meant to do? And even if that's spending more time with your kids.
It's just like, it's the question that slaps you in the face as a human.
Yeah.
You're just like, I could either die in regret
Yeah.
or I could do something that scares me and see what happens. And obviously he has kids and a family, and that's a lot more pressure. I get
Yeah.
it.
That's
Like
right.
it's not just you. You're not just single with no kids.
Yeah.
You have a family to support.
Yeah.
So I mean, as you're like a friend like that who has a family counting on him, it's also like, how can we build something on the side while
Yeah.
we're supporting the family? You know what I mean? Like, how can we like, because it's either he chooses just to, you know, continue that path, or it's
Yeah.
like, okay, let's put some time aside to like start building this so we can
Yeah.
eventually do that. So it's like, that
Absolutely.
was what I started doing. When I had a job, it wasn't like I just quit. I was
Yeah.
like learning this on the side. Like I'm doing other things so it can replace that eventually. Not just, you know, there's got to be like a
Amen.
balance of like rational and listening to yourself too.
Yeah. No, I appreciate your advice. You're absolutely dead on. It's funny because his side business, he's become a millionaire from the side business.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to tell him. I'm like, yeah, just
What?
go full in.
Go all in on that. Like diversify that. Do other things in that.
It might be the benefits as far as insurance and that type of thing.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about
Sometimes
that,
people
Mom.
just stay for the benefits,
I
bringing
didn't think
in
about that.
and
Yeah.
doing all of that. And that piece probably outweighs, especially if you have a number of children.
I didn't even think
I
about
didn't really think about it when we really didn't deal in stocks when I was growing up, child. My parents believed in investing in their children, Alysha. We were their investment. They knew it wouldn't be any up or down with us. It would always be that we're shooting for a goal. And they knew that they rather invest in their children. And I appreciate my parents because that investment turned itself in a positive way for them, because everybody can't take care of their parent at home. But we were able to keep our parents in their home and bring in caregivers for them, whereby their last days would be in the life that they had given us. And so with that, they made a wise investment. They didn't lose any money there. They made us great citizens, great people, whereby we can pass that greatness on to others. So that's how they looked at us. So therefore, they didn't go over what is the S&P. They didn't talk about the NASDAQ. They didn't talk about all that stuff to us. They talked about loving the Lord first, getting an education, and being the best human you can be in this society and make a difference in that. Okay?
Amen.
So that's what we did.
Brandon, I see it. You're doing the same thing with him. It's just amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Although
really
I was a caregiver for my dad, which I was a caregiver for my dad for 18 months, which I would do again. I would do that any day of the week. And I'm glad I had the opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
Alysha, one thing I wanted to say was I saw this video of you a long time ago of you in a I hate that my memory's so good, and you have to forgive me. You're in like a it was a Lakers jersey, and you were
Oh yeah.
talking in front of a big crowd, getting the crowd hyped, which I freaking love that. I actually saw that. That's when I first like found out about who you were. Or at least I saw you for the first time,
Mhm.
and I'm like, whoever this girl is, I don't know, but I or woman, excuse me, I'm sorry. She's something. She's a force next. Right? What was that, or what was that you were doing?
Yeah, so that's when I was in my like sales and marketing career. And
Okay.
it was like it was kind of like a home-based business. Well, I was teaching people how to create income from their home, like doing sales and marketing and building their own business within the company that I was
Oh
in.
wow.
And it was like a really, yeah, it was a huge, crazy culture in the company. Like there was literally 10,000 people there that day that were just like, yeah, like in this, everyone showed up with energy and everyone,
Yeah.
it's like a different type of crowd. So yeah, that's what I was doing. And I was doing a lot of, basically all I was doing was like teaching people how to sell,
Okay.
teaching people how to market, and also mostly teaching personal development. Like
Okay.
I was building teams, growing teams in different like countries and different states, and just teaching them how to become better versions of themselves, I guess. And then
Yeah.
they're attracting people into your life that are aligned and being able to connect and to sell and to lead and stuff like that. So
Okay.
that's what I was doing in there. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. I think that's amazing. Like I saw that. I'm like, I like this girl because she's girl, woman. Sorry, I we were that young at the time.
Girl, woman, whatever.
Yeah, I just appreciate you for doing that. And then, which leads me into my next question. Your upbringing. You're from area. How did your parents plan on impacting you with your life? Because obviously they've raised a credible woman here. And so how did your parents play a role in you becoming the successful woman that you are today?
Oh yeah, thanks. So I grew up in Oregon. My parents are absolutely amazing people. They actually they are very by the Bible. They met in church. They were first everything. So they got married, were celibate before that, and they've been
Wow.
married for like 47 years now.
Well,
So
congratulations.
yeah, I think seeing their marriage and just like seeing the love they had for each other and like staying committed no matter what, and always going to the Bible, like always going to God when things got hard, is like I was able to do
Yeah.
that as a little girl. I'm not saying like the marriage was perfect. Obviously, no
Yeah.
marriage song would be.
No, none.
Like it would be crazy. But I think, my parents just created this, and my mom's Asian. So she was the first of her country to come here, or in her
Oh,
family
wow.
to come here to America and like start. So like she's such a hardworking woman, and just like her grit and her
Yeah.
spirit and her love for people and
Yeah.
optimism is just like, yeah, I really got a lot from that. And my dad also is.
I would say, yeah, that sounds like you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. But yeah, my parents had such a big impact on me, just like really leading with love. I think they have so much love in their heart for people and for me and our family. It's just like that's what, just like Mama Rush said, is just like investing into your children, like love, time, money, like whatever they need, and helping them grow. Yeah, just
Yeah.
tenfold.
Also, oh, well, that's they've done an incredible job. What did your dad do, or what would your dad? I guess I don't think you mentioned your. You did mention your dad, kind of. Did your dad work in the workforce too? Was he a salesperson or?
So he worked for Intel for like 45 years almost.
Holy
Yeah.
smokes!
For Intel. I was like a project manager.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's impressive.
To a company, right?
Yeah. Seriously.
47 years at Intel. Yeah. And my mom, she was a computer or software engineer, and yeah. And then she started her own business at like she had a cell phone store in our
Okay.
town. Yeah. So
Okay.
she did that. So yeah, they were consistent, hardworking people.
I would say so. Like that's and that's like old. I mean, they were through some like times there. Like that's I'm assuming the 80s and 70s. So
Yeah.
yeah, good for them for being at the onset of that.
Yeah. No, good for them, honestly. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah. And
Alysha,
then how did you get involved in swimming? How did you know that was your sport?
My mom just kind of put me in swimming when I was young,
Yeah.
and Asian moms, like they're, you're gonna be great at this. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, you have no choice. And like, okay, cool. So
Yeah.
I was there every morning, 6 a.m. And like my mom, she just really pushed me as an
Yeah.
athlete, it's just high expectations.
Oh, that's awesome. Like
No
it wasn't
choice.
your dad, it was your mom.
Oh yeah, Asian moms, that is a thing for sure.
Really?
Oh yeah, A's are okay, B's are bad, C's are crap, D's are disowned. That's what they
Okay.
say. And then, but then as, yeah,
Disown.
disown.
Oh
Yeah,
my
What?
God.
school,
You
sports,
were
big deal.
That's something.
Absolutely.
You were talking about Brandon, and you can see from Brandon what we did as far as raising Brandon. He and his father and us, the two of us, did in raising our kids. But I want to mention something. Your parents have done exceptionally well with
Yeah.
you as well. And I don't know if you have any siblings, but I see they did the right thing too. They invested in their kids. They invested in you. And I can see that you're talking about. I see that. I see the results of what your parents did too
Yeah.
in you. So I wanted to say that when you said about Brandon, I'm looking at you, and your parents made that investment as well.
Oh, thank you so much.
Bravo for your parents. I know we got to give them a round of applause. Honestly, it's okay to cry. We've all, I think everybody's been on the show has cried at some point.
We're actors, like this open faucet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Turn it on, going down.
Yeah, you can't turn it back off. Alysha, you also mentioned. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off at all.
No, you're good. We will have so much energy. We're just like,
Yeah, seriously. I gotta pull the rein. Acting helps me pull the reins back. Actually, what? So you also mentioned you have like a social media type of company. Did you want to mention that at all, or yeah. Tell us about what that is.
Yeah. So I guess I'll just mention is okay. So about a year and a half ago, after I was done with my sales career and everything, and I was super burnt out, I came to Arizona to like restart my life, basically, like refine myself and my identity. And I had no idea what I wanted to do, but I was like, I don't want to work.
Yeah.
Like me personally, I don't think I want to do that. So I was like, how can I go an entrepreneurial route? So I started learning. So one of my friends actually owned his own social media company, management company.
Okay.
And he was like, hey, I'll pay you like a couple $1,000 a month just to do some side work.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this is a cool opportunity to like learn from someone who's built it before. So maybe I can learn it and then like build it. So So I did, and I was doing all the busy work. I was doing like 6 hours of work a day for like, $2,000 a month or something. But it all paid off because like I learned everything from him. And then I started acquiring my own clients. I built my own company. And within a year, I was making 10,000 a month on my own. And then like also like with half the amount of work, actually, like I do 10 to 20 minutes of work a day.
Oh, wow. Good for you.
Yeah. But I was like, it was an intentional thing because I was like, I want the maximum amount of money for a minimum amount of work. I'm not willing to like, overwork myself for money anymore. Not doing it. That's a reality that's possible for people.
And I'm not trying to throw any cuss words in a swear jar, but that's extremely impressive. Like that's good for you.
Thank you.
Like, seriously.
That's living.
What's
That's
that
called living.
Yeah.
It's not living your life.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. No, and you're able to do like I assume like go where you want. You can live where you want to live. You're happy probably finally. You might have been happy before, but I'm like you're happy and like you're not having all your energy and your life drained doing something that you're miserable at. That a lot of people end up having to do.
Yes. And I just like I hope that for people in general.
Yeah.
I think that's a huge thing just like in my spirit is like I think I have an ability to find ways of making like residual income or like investment income because like I feel like that's such a trap that so many people are in and you can't it's hard to even seek a relationship with God when you're worried about your next meal or like you're just so deeply unhappy and like stuck in that frequency. It's like how I want for people so badly to be able to come out of that money matrix so they can like enjoy what's really we're supposed to be here for.
Absolutely. No, the rat race of life. No, you're right.
And it's so nice, Alysha, seeing how young you are and you have figured that out already. And when you're thinking about it, people get burned out, and you were burned out as a young person, and you knew that you could never be productive in that state of mind or in that position or where you were. And so you had ventured out. And I just love that. And I hope a lot of young people, Brandon, how many followers we have following now?
10.4 million. We'll be at 10.5 by the night's over.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We're grinding.
But with that, I want the viewers to see that you can move on. You can still be young and find the the right thing, if you don't mind making a few sacrifices along life's way. But
Yeah.
this life is too precious not to be happy in it. And I'm
Yes.
so happy for you
Yeah,
that you figured
seriously.
it out and you're still young enough to do so many more things, but you're impacting the viewers today
Sure.
with your story. I'm so happy to hear this. I'm telling you. And I want to hear some. Brandon, go ahead to the next question. Now, I just have to
Oh,
stop and make these. Mama Rush makes little comments and she might ask little questions along these, the way we do this thing. But any
love
rate,
it.
go ahead, Brandon.
Love it.
Alysha, you would be a great, if you don't do it already, you'd be a great motivational speaker. And
Mm.
because I'm just hearing you talk, because I'm inspired by you. You're a blessing for us here today,
Oh,
too.
thank you. I feel
Yeah.
like you guys. So thank you so
Oh
much.
yeah. No problem. I just honestly I appreciate you being down to earth. Like when I wrote on your thing, I was like, okay, she might write back, and then like you were right with it. So I appreciate that in itself.
Yeah, for sure.
But God's
Felt your
time
energy
for sure.
immediately. I was like, this guy is on a good frequency. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
I try to
yeah,
be.
for sure. I knew it. I was like, yeah, absolutely want to be associated with this guy. Like, I want to
Okay.
help him be a part of it. Let's do it. Yeah.
Wait, we are beyond grateful. Wait, so do you motivationally speak? Because you'd be great at it. I mean,
Oh,
just seeing the whole entire Jersey thing in the crowd, like,
yeah. That's what I did actually. So I was basically a motivational speaker. I was going around the world doing
oh
motivational
wow.
speaking. That's what I was doing. Yeah. And
Well, I can see why.
yeah.
Mhm.
So I guess that's what I was doing. I want to do it again for sure, but in a
Yeah.
different way. Yeah, because I
Okay.
was responsible for like so many thousands of people, and I was also like running businesses on the side. So I'd
Yeah.
rather it
Mhm.
was draining on that aspect. But I do think doing that, whether it's like through social media or like at events, I don't know what it is, but I love helping people. I love getting people like raising their frequency, bringing people to
Yeah.
God, money,
Mhm.
education, anything
Amen.
like that it's really cool to me.
I
Yeah.
like that a lot. No, you're a blessed person. That's why I always believe that you will be. I do things out of goodness because my parents raised me that way. But I try to do things for people not because I'm expecting anything in return, just
Yeah.
because like if God's blessed me, why not bless someone else? And
Yeah.
I can tell that you have been blessed by that too, because when you help people out without respecting anything in return, or just being a good human being, which for some reason is hard for some people,
Yeah.
uh, things,
Mhm.
things come back to you in return. And like I think that those blessings come in. I remember when I was taking care of my dad, one of his best friends that he worked with came and said, hey Brandon, the Lord's really going to bless you for what you did with your dad. And I wasn't thinking about that
Mm,
at the time because I literally just cared about my dad. And I've
yeah.
seen things come back tenfold for me from that. And that's not why I did it, but I've just seen that how like when you do good things, or even in my business where I'm always rooting for people. I actually hit like on people's stuff. I'm not stingy with the likes. I'm
Yeah.
always rooting for people to do well, and that comes back to you. Like, and I generally want people to be successful. Like, why would I not want someone else to be successful? It doesn't hurt me any, and they're blessing themselves and their family. But a lot of people aren't that way.
Yes, because they're coming from a
Mhm.
lack mindset, not an abundant mindset. You have a lot
Ooh.
of abundance, Yeah, your mom taught you abundance. It's not if you're not
His
cheering.
dad too. His dad is a major
So,
part of that. When he talks
Mm,
about his father, I'm Brandon is so much as his dad is. I was, and of that, I just love it. So he has all of the mannerisms, the actions, everything like his father, and I appreciate that so much and seeing that in Brandon. But his dad was very powerful, and he made such an impact in such a short period of time, and so that's why we're happy that Brandon is trying to continue in that lane, that highway, and the highway is expanding. And so we
thank you.
love that. It's not that what is the thing y'all call it? 405? What's that thing in
The
California, Brandon?
405 they call it freeway, but I call it highway because I'm from the East Coast.
The 405.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
call
So
it
you
highway still because I'm an East Coast kid, but they call it freeway.
Yeah, so that's what Brandon has done. He has made it a highway, that busy highway for his life and for us, which we appreciate so much. But I want to ask you one more question about that trading thing.
Yeah.
mhm.
How long do you spend on that per day? And
Ugh,
how did you know that you really knew what you were doing, or it's a process that you have to learn something new every day?
yeah.
So, how much time do you spend per day with the trades? What do you get most excited? I know probably when you're making money, you can answer that one. And you told us the biggest loss you had one day. Do you
Mhm.
mind sharing greater than or less than the most you made in one day?
Yeah. We'll start with that. The most I made in one day was 15,000. So
Oh,
thank goodness
great,
for the
great.
boss.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to spend like, I think in the very beginning, when you're learning anything, you're
Yeah.
gonna be obsessed with it. You're like spending a lot of time in the, just learning it and so new. So I would spend like what, 5, 6, 7 hours a day learning, just watching
Okay.
the charts. It's not even much. You're really just like looking at the markets and you're looking at the patterns and you're looking at history. So it's almost like a video game. Like it really is just like looking and looking, and your brain is subconsciously like picking up these patterns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But now I literally wake up at 6:20 every morning. I'm usually done trading by like 8:30, and then I take a nap,
Wow.
and then I wake up and I do my day. Yeah.
This
So
is awesome.
yeah, but for sure. And so that was what was your other question? The
Okay.
one?
Well, I think we've answered all the questions when it comes to the greater than, less than, how
Oh,
much you made in
yeah.
one day. So you answered that question. How
Yeah,
long how long do you spend, and
That
how,
is
I think the other question was, when did you feel comfortable enough to know that you made the right decision? I can tell you have, but you
yeah.
tell me at what point you did. And then you said 3 to 5 years making money. I think you mentioned that earlier in the conversation. So answer that part of it.
Okay, so when did I know that I was like on the right track and this is the right thing?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think once you find what you're supposed to be doing, and there's just
Mm-hmm.
that little, the feeling of like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like you
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
know, like it's when
Uh-huh.
you meet the person you love, like you're supposed to be with, you just kind of know. And then from there, it's like you're gonna expect really hard days. So, like for me, it was a feeling of like, I think this is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, even though it doesn't really make sense. Like God put me in this like girl,
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
I should be doing other things, but I'm over here like nerding out on these charts every day.
Yeah.
So it's like, but it feels like this is what's gonna lead me to my purpose. Like this is something I can teach people to where they can actually free themselves and their family. This is something where I can make millions and millions of dollars in the market in a day and just be
Yeah.
like, done. And also, I've been burned by a lot of people, so it's like I don't have to answer to anyone else but God.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Amen.
That's
So
right.
there's not much levels between me and the market. It's just whatever I can pull out, I get, and it goes directly to my bank account. So it's like there's all these factors that I was like, this all makes sense and it feels right. So like I'm just gonna commit to it. And then as I feel like there's been days where I was like, it was a really, really hard time. And I was like, this, I blew my whole account, or like, I'm like, why am I doing this? I've been doing this for 3 years and I don't see the fruits of my labor. And then I'll get a phone call. Like that happened to me like what, half a year ago. I was making so
Okay.
much progress and I was like, dang, I was making good money. And then
All in
something,
one day.
you just kind of self-sabotage. And then I get a call from a good friend, and he was like, hey Alysha, like I gotta tell you, like ever since you sent me the course information that you had, like I've been a consistently profitable trader. He's like, and then I forgot. I was like, wait, I think I sent you that information and I didn't really absorb it myself. Can you send it back? So I
Yeah.
lost the information. So he
Mm-hmm.
sent it to me, and it was God's way of being, and that information helped me level up, and it was the missing piece for me. So it was like,
Mm-hmm.
dang, like I knew I knew I was on the right path. I know I'm on the right path because every time when it gets hard, I feel like God gives me a little boost. He's like, here's the light.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a sign that you're still doing well. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That next level up. 'Cause right when you go down is right when you're like at the rock bottom. That's when you're supposed to level up even harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And
Good
you
for
mentioned, that's great. You mentioned something about 4X. You
Mhm.
said 4X earlier. What is that with gold?
Yeah, so foreign exchange is just like currency exchange. Basically, in the market now, they have
For exchange, not
yeah,
the
foreign
number four. For exchange. Okay, I got
yeah,
you now.
forex. Yeah,
Okay.
it's like a short for foreign exchange.
Okay, that's quite all right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
you know,
You had
Okay.
me
All
confused
right.
too, Alysha. I'm just like, you had me confused too.
I know it's like such nerdy talk.
But we like nerdy talk.
Yeah, we love it.
Yeah. Sorry, mom. Sorry, mom. Did you have my mom's in the other room? That's why I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
looking, I'm not
Okay.
crazy. I'm just talking.
Well, no, yeah, I'm in the
Hilarious.
other room, and so Brand is always pointing back behind him, but I'm here. I'm listening to him,
Yeah.
and so that's why he's pointing back. Okay.
That's
Yeah. I
hilarious.
just realized people might not realize that all the time. I'm always doing this. I'm like, oh, my mom's in the other room. That's the thing.
do you ever go to AI to ask any information? Does that play a role in any decisions that you make relative to goal?
No.
Okay.
Smart.
No, actually not gold. I actually go to AI for a lot of other things,
Yeah.
but not for my trading. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
It's all
okay.
technical analysis. Like and I feel kind of weird going to AI about trading because it's such a personal thing for me. And like
Yeah.
I know like what I know in the market and I've learned so much. And I don't think an AI can do what I can do, if that makes sense. That
Okay.
sounds crazy, but
Yeah.
it's like tuition, it's everything I've learned, it's the mentors, it's like the specific niche. I think AI could give you like oh yeah, maybe it could sell based on this news at this time or but it doesn't know like the specific entries and like how long to hold and like stuff like that. The little
Yeah.
Okay.
nitties. So I
And
asked AI before to see what it would say, and it did give me kind of like an overall picture, but not like how I get it out of the market within like an hour and the time,
Okay.
you know.
Man, I love that you do that on your page too. Like I find it interesting. Like I don't know what I'm just looking because I'm trying my best to understand. But I think it's interesting that like on your page you actually show people like what you're doing, and I think that's amazing. And that's good on you for not gatekeeping too. Like you're actually showing something that can benefit other people, and once again you're gonna be blessed from the residual of that. But it's just amazing. Oh yeah, no problem. I mean it. I truly do. But I enjoy watching it. I just don't know what I'm looking at. But when you start teaching a course, I will take one.
Oh yeah, I do
No,
one-on-one mentorships. I think I'll maybe do a course eventually, but I'm so like I like to work with someone one-on-one to make sure that
okay.
it's profitable. So like, but in the future I might do like a basics course or something like that, and I'll just help you out for just teach you.
Oh yeah, all right. Well, I would call me your student because I'm gonna need to. Yeah, I need to.
Training course.
Yeah, seriously, I would be greatly appreciated. I know you're busy. You're busy, but I definitely would appreciate that.
For sure.
Question for you. If you could go back and tell your younger self anything, let's just say right before college, maybe, what would you tell yourself now? Because obviously you've changed and grown so much since then.
Oh my gosh. I would tell myself that you are good enough without any achievements, without anything, even whatever you do for other people. Your worth is not based on what you do, and it's not based on what you've achieved. And you're loved for just you being you. I think that was a huge one that I had to overcome. Like, because also having an Asian mom, it's like achievement is pretty much attached to like worth almost. So I've always like thought I had to overgrind and overachieve and overdo all these things and overgive in order to have like my self-worth. So I've learned over the years to like give myself self-love. And if I don't want to do anything for a whole day, that's okay. If I need a day to just recover and like journal and chill, then that's okay. And that's not equated with my self-worth and my ability to produce. If you get what I mean.
Wow. Yeah,
So,
I do get what you mean.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
I love that. I'm gonna take that for myself because I beat myself sometimes for not going to the gym one day. I'm like, gosh, why aren't you at the gym right now? I don't even enjoy the days off.
See, like, would you do that to a friend, right? It's like, would you like look at your friend like, why aren't you at the gym one day? And it's like, you'd be like, no, you probably need that, bro. Like, you take a rest.
Yeah, no, you're
like,
absolutely right.
Like a friend. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're good on that. And then, what made you said you're acting now? You're an actress, or what made you want to get into that? I'm curious.
Oh, I love that. I love talking acting with you. So I've always loved acting and performing since like a little girl. Like I've always just loved being in the camera and like I love immersing myself in other people's perspectives and being so present and so connected, in that scene, in that moment. That's what I'm like addicted to, and I love it. So my next move, the reason why I'm doing trading and all of this, so I could create a life to where I can literally go act.
Oh yeah, perfect, right?
Acting full-time, dancing, and then like helping people with financial stuff, trading. Like that's what I want to live. That's how I want to live. So
good. Well, I mean, anything you need advice with, I got you. I try to tell people for so many years who haven't listened, and I'm like, that's okay. But literally, I've stuck with the same game plan for the last 16 years, and it's worked the whole entire time.
Yeah, I would love to hear everything that you know.
I got you. I sent you Josh, the casting associate that came on from Yellow Jackets.
Yeah,
he goes in detail about that. And I think I have altogether, I have 10 or 12 casting directors so far and casting associates that I've worked with that are coming on. But their advice is like dead on. My mom learned a bunch of stuff that she heard me say it for years.
I really
so cool.
But
Brandon,
what's that?
Go ahead, Brandon.
Oh, I mean, my mom finally realized when after Josh came on, she's like, "Oh my god!" Like my mom was just kind of blown away because Josh actually put it in perspective of how hard it really is. But
Mm,
you just gotta, it is what it is. I guess I don't know. Maybe it's not. It is what it is,
Yeah.
but it's one of those things. I'm glad the fact that like creating a side business is perfect because you need that to fund the dream.
yes, it is. And it's like you can't
Mhm.
always be focusing on acting, right? Like as if it's like your
No,
main, it's just gonna burn you out. Like you have to have other things. Like right?
yeah,
Well,
Keep you
well, what's
balanced.
pretty much.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, what's so amazing about Brandon? And Brandon, you've been on how many TV shows now and movies?
77, 77.
Wow.
And people don't understand that's hard work.
Yeah.
But he, I'm always amazed about Brandon's brain, how it operates. He can memorize a script in less than 5 minutes, 2 pages of dialogue.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody's dialogue, his as well. And then he will erase it like you take a eraser and erase the board when it's time to go to the next script. I'm
So
so
cool.
amazed with that talent he has.
Thank
That's
you.
And it's a beautiful, his father had it as well. They just, I mean, excellent with that. That's a God-given talent there.
It really is. That's
Well,
amazing.
thanks, Mom and Alysha. I appreciate it. But
Amazing.
to be honest, it comes from college because I'm not really good at studying long term. I'll make it super short. So I would always get up a couple hours before the exam and I would study the whole entire exam like a couple hours before. So whenever auditions used to be in person, I used to literally drive to the audition. I'd study it right before I went in and then I'd go in and do it without the paper.
Mm.
So it would force me, it would put so much pressure on myself that I would have to get it. So that's actually what I did for
That's insane.
all my auditions.
So
Yeah.
crazy. Holy crap.
It's just how my mind
Mhm.
works. I don't know what it is, but that's just how it works.
Wow.
That's great mind. That's
Yeah.
a fabulous mind, amazing mind.
Yeah. Now on the day of filming though, like when I'm filming in New York, my goddaughters who since the age of 5 and 6 and they're 10 and 11 now, they're actually the only people that ever run my dialogue with me. So when I was in Blue Bloods for 5 years or FBI or Power, I was always running my dialogue with them. So I have to give them credit because they helped me memorize the dialogue when it was actually time to film. So yeah, that's that little short story.
So cool. Wow. That's
Um,
super inspiring. And like you know how you work. So you like put yourself in the position to get it done. And you're just
yeah,
like,
it's
boom.
it,
And then
it's
you're not
at least
stressing about it the whole, maybe you're not like trying to redo your lines a million times before you go in. You're just kind of, it's more natural. It's
yeah,
like,
it's
cool.
Alysha. If you bring yourself, it's so crazy. I've been in so many of these situations, which is one thing. But all I really ever do is I look at the dialogue barely, and I basically put myself in the situation. What would I do if I was actually in that situation? That's my
Right.
approach for it all, and that has worked for me by God's good grace every single time.
Hmm.
So you can't get
Love
mad
that.
if I don't book something. Yeah, and if you don't book something, then I'm not worried about it if I don't book something because I'm like, hey, did I go in there and do what I actually would have done in that situation? If they didn't like it, that's on them. I'm okay, but I did what I thought was the right thing, and I never felt depressed or anything. I let it go and go on to the next one.
I love that. Yeah. 'Cause
Well,
it's like, you're just being your authentic self. You're performing how you're supposed to perform. And then if they don't like it, it's just not a fit. It's not a
Yeah,
reflection of you. It's just a reflection of what they're looking for. It's a reflection of them and what they're searching for. And the right
exactly.
opportunity will come where the person's looking for you and it's an alignment. So it's like
Yeah,
attached in that way it's really powerful. Yeah.
it took forever to learn that, but yeah, it's that way now. But
Al-
yeah, that's my little two
Al-
bits about that.
oh,
Mom,
that's
give us.
great. Alicia, you said you're a dancer. Do you
Oh
dance
yeah,
as well? I heard you mention dance.
Oh my gosh, I love dancing. I've
really?
never been a professional. Yeah, I've never done like professional dancing or anything, but like
Mhm.
I can memorize dancing routines pretty quickly. Like, and
Mm,
I was put into sports, so I wasn't able to like tap into that. So I feel
mhm,
like now that I'm kind of breaking out of the money matrix, it's like I'm going back to the things I used to love when I was a kid and like
mm.
doing that as much as possible. So like dancing and acting were like the two things that I was just like love to do. So I'm like,
Yeah.
let's do
So
this.
is it ballet
Cool.
tap or what? Is it ballet tap or what type of dance do you love, Matt?
I like
Best, excuse me.
pop, honestly. Like
Oh,
Really?
pop.
kind of like Dancing
Mm.
with the Stars type of thing, or like yeah, America's Best Dance Crew, like anything along those lines. I could do
Oh,
like
okay.
salsa. Yeah,
Mhm.
I loved all kinds of dance.
Good for
Oh,
you.
okay, great.
Do one of your family members have that in their system? Maybe your mom or your dad, or
My mom,
just
yeah,
oh,
my mom for sure.
there we go. It's amazing how much genetics plays a part into certain things.
Yeah, it
Well,
is.
I,
Right?
well, I want to ask a question about your furry friend.
Oh
Brandon,
yes,
you ready to go to the furry friend?
Yeah, you can hit it.
Okay, the furry friend. Tell us about your furry friend, the
so
name, and everything, how you came to get your cat. I believe you said I had a cat.
I've seen her walk in the background a few times, him or her.
Oh, that was actually the dog. I could actually get her if you want me to.
Yeah,
Yes,
go ahead.
go get her.
Let me turn this camera on audio really quick. I'll go grab her.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you're good.
I
Yeah,
want to
absolutely.
see the furry friend.
Yeah, I think I was looking at her story this morning, and I saw I saw her cat on there this morning.
Oh, great.
And this will actually be our first cat.
Yeah, this is our first cat. That's correct, Brandon. Our first cat. And I have friends who have cats.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. And then Lily Rose and Angeline have cats too. They have two of them. Actually, they have two.
Oh, okay.
They might have. I think it's two. They have two cats. But why do I think there's a third? I feel like there's a third cat. One's just really scared.
Wow. She's gone to get the cat now.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
But that's good. Okay.
My cat.
Oh, here we go. Hey!
Oh, look.
Yes.
Look. Oh, wow.
Yeah, she is exotic cat. She's a Bengal cat, so she's like a half Asian leopard domestic cat.
Oh, wow.
So tiny. Like, she's actually super small. I don't know why she's so small, but she's like 5, 6 years old almost. She's a cat. Yeah, let me show her.
And then she's beautiful.
Show cat.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Look at her.
She's absolutely beautiful.
Look at her spots and stripes.
Where did
That's
you
interesting, that cat.
How did you come about finding her? What does she like to eat? I see you're feeding her that little snack there.
Oh yeah.
What is that snack too?
Oh, this is like, I call it's Nulo like treats. She's just obsessed with it. I don't know what
I'm
gonna try and get that for a commercial for you.
Okay. Okay.
Sponsored by this.
So what's the name of the cat? What's his name?
His or her name?
Blaze.
Blaze?
Like,
oh, Blaze.
Blaze, yeah. Yes.
Wow, Blaze. Oh, how long have you had her?
I've had
him. It's a male, isn't it?
Oh, it's a her.
So her. Okay.
Years.
Okay. How long have you had her?
6 years.
Oh,
wow.
6 years. Wow.
Tiny.
Wow. Did you find her somewhere? Or you bought her, or how did you acquire?
I bought her in San Diego, actually. So it was like a year-long waiting list. I had to find a good breeder. And then I found, and they're like, she's available. And I think she might be a runt of the litter, but yeah, they usually get pretty big. But she's tiny. And they usually have like there's white ones that you can get that have like a snow leopard look. But I like the cheetah look, you know?
Yeah, she's got beautiful eyes too.
She's like a literal cheetah. And she's
oh man.
She goes on walks too.
What'd you say?
She goes on walks too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can put them on a leash and like walk them. They go walking with you.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh. So you have to keep her on a leash when you take her out.
Yeah, I mean, she would probably stay next to me. Some Bengal owners don't do that, but like, I'm just worried that someone will snatch her up because she's so pretty, like she's so exotic looking that.
Oh, she is. She really is, because she has spots and stripes.
Yeah.
That's why I'm looking at her. Oh, wow.
No, I don't blame on the snatch thing. We had a family member had our French bulldog was snatched.
With snacks?
No, not snacks. That would be a good name for a puppy, though.
I can't hear it.
If I ever a puppy,
no, as a family member had their French bulldog taken.
Was taken.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Yeah, right out the yard. It was in an enclosed gated community too.
Oh.
And it was in an enclosed gated community and enclosed within that property as well. So someone had to be watching the French bulldog. And so they took it they had to come in the gated community and then go over the gate of that home and to get to that dog. Isn't that awful? So keep an eye on her because she's so
really
beautiful.
cool.
She is
not cool at all.
Not cool.
Alysha, one more question for you. Because I know you probably have to go. What is a motto that you live by? Or like mine's clear eyes, full hearts can't lose. I got that from Friday Night Lights, but I say it before everything. It's always clear eyes, full hearts can't lose. I did that at my dad's. When I was in the hospital with my dad, I said it. And before every audition I did, I said it. And then that's always something that stuck with me. I always say that before everything, kind of.
Love that.
Do you have one?
I don't have like a specific quote that I live by.
Yeah.
But what I would try to, for me, every day, it's like working on bettering myself, like self-love. How speaking positivity over myself and all my loved ones, and then fostering that relationship with God and putting first things first. Money comes and goes, you know, but like, what's the most important when you die? What are you going to think about? Like when you die, what mattered most? Like,
Yeah.
that's what I try to live every day. So
I love that. You have your head on straight, man. I gotta, like, you're impressive. Your parents did a great job. You yourself have been an incredible woman who've done a great job yourself in the experiences that you've been on, and you represent your community and friends and your family very well.
thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure hanging out with
Yeah.
you, and like I'm just so glad that we're friends now.
Me too.
We grow together. I support you 1,000,000% what you're doing. Congratulations on your success.
Thank
So,
you. Thank you.
yeah.
So yeah, Alysha, just send me your email and then send me the photo you want for your podcast thing, because we have like run 20 different stations. I literally will have this back to you tonight. The social media part takes forever, but I'll also retransfer you the files over so you have them for yourself.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
And
Yeah.
Alysha, did you want to tell your page, the page?
Oh yeah.
Brandon
Did you want to
City,
mention any of your businesses or anything like
your
that?
business or any thing like that you'd like for the viewers to come to?
I will say, okay, so there's one really good opportunity that I've gotten involved in. It's Tesla automation. I think I'm very sharp when it comes to business and getting people into things that are good. So like, this is something I'm confident in speaking about, but basically it's a automation company in Dallas, and I have a Tesla that I bought, and it's been rented out long-term for Uber drivers for like, so basically I profited 1.5K in the last month. And
Oh, wow.
I'm going to get a fleet of 10 cars, and my roommate is as well. And like all my close friends, I'm kind of putting onto that. But yeah, so I think that's something I would share if anyone was interested in like residual income. That's something I'm like building and involved in. So I can help anyone with that, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Alysha. Alysha, we always give everyone a round of applause. You're always welcome back on. So everybody that's on here once, people have been back on the second, third time already. Anytime, you're always welcome on here. If there's anything you want to talk about, you're always welcome on me. We own it. So you're always welcome back.
Alysha, before we go, we always ask, do you have any questions you have of us?
Oh, I have a lot of questions for you guys.
Well, maybe we'll take that next time.
Yeah, we can do it next time. Yeah. It's all, unless you have something we want to know right now.
Great.
Otherwise, we can do it next time.
Okay. I guess I'll have one question for you both.
Okay.
I said my one question for you both would be, what are you experiencing right now, when it comes to like elevation within yourself? Is there any breakthroughs that you're having currently within your career, within this business, or anything you can share?
Mom, do you want to go first? If not, I think I have mine.
I'll go first. Go first. First of all, I am living a purpose-driven life now. With loving the Lord, enjoying this life, this phase of my life. And anything that gives me energy every day, besides reading my Bible, which I love that, and getting inspired daily with the Word of God, word from the Lord. That is what I'm after. Great health. I want to be in good health, good shape. And that's what I've asked the Lord to do with this phase of my life. Okay. So Mama Rush has not retired. She's just reinvented her life to another phase. Okay.
That.
All right. So that's what Mama Rush has done for herself. She's reinvented her life so that she will never feel burned out again. And thank God for Brandon, because he's always coming up with great projects, which I love. And so that's what Mama Rush wants to do. And not only that, with this platform we now have, we want to learn as much as we can and let everybody learn as much as they can from everyday people, like Brandon calls it, everyday people, and see what they do in their lives or his or her life to be creative and to impact society in a very positive way. And the more positive we are in this society, the more impact we can make to change things in that direction. So that's where Mama Rush is.
I love that.
Yeah. Wow. Mom, that was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Mine's, I'll keep it super simple. I'm going to quote, my favorite quote is Isaiah 6:8, which is, I heard the voice of the Lord saying, who shall I send and who will go for us? And I said, here am I, send me. with that being said, when I graduated from University of South Carolina, I knew that God put only in me to be able to go out into Hollywood and New York and accomplish what I did in the movie business. And I wanted to do that in order to originally help kids that look like me and look like girls and boys that look like me and look like basically look like me.
Yeah.
And through what God has blessed me to do, and it was tough. It is the most extreme stuff that I've ever been through in my lifetime out in LA, being so far from family. I had no family out there, 2,600 miles away from family and friends.
Oh my God.
And I had started in a business I didn't know anybody. So to go out for me, when I left home and graduated and went out to LA, for me to be now at the point where I had always hoped that I'd be able to help people. And finally, I'm at that point in my lifetime where I am fully doing that with this show. When Mom was thinking about going back to work 2 months ago, and then my nephew Mason was worried about going to college, I'm like, God, please let me find something to do that I can help out my family and I can help out people with. So when I launched this, it was with them in mind. And 4 days right before Passover, I heard my dad talking to me literally, and came up with my own AI keys and Echo. And then I also I made a patent for that. And then I came up with the show at the same time. And
Wow.
it's been hopefully I'm being the blessing that I think that God intended me to. And I realized that everything I needed was within me. So instead of me worrying about people thinking, hey, I've been in this and that, I can just be that center that brings everything out. I can build the infrastructure around all the people that I know throughout the world, because I've always made friends with everybody that I've met. So it's just bringing all these people in, and hopefully they get blessed from it. That's where I've been. That's where my growth is. I finally asked God, told God I didn't need anything else, because he gave me everything I needed. And I went into my mom's room. I wrote retired on her. I retired my mom on this Wednesday. And then on Saturday, I wrote that I retired that day too.
Well, you reinvented your mom. You reinvented your mom. That's what he did for me. He reinvented his mother. And I appreciate it. Mama Rush is a new child in Christ Jesus. Yes, she is. Okay.
Yeah.
Guys.
All right.
Oh, so beautiful.
All righty. Well, what we do in the end, Brandon? Excuse me.
Yeah, we always give everyone a round of applause. Alysha, you've been wonderful and great this day. You're a beautiful person inside and out. And so we always give everybody a round of applause.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. And thank you so much for your time today. And bring Blaze on too. We appreciate Blaze as well.
Thank you so much.
All right, Alysha, take care, and I'll have this back to you pretty soon.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Bye.
All righty. Bye. She was wonderful, Mom.
Oh, excellent. Outstanding.